2020 GSL Super Tournament, Season 1.
Yeah! We're finally back. And GSL Super Tournament is just the start, bitches.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, you heard us.
Yeah! Dark versus SOS. Everybody thinks Dark's gonna win. You guys are wrong. You guys didn't watch the first half of Super Tournament. How embarrassing. SOS is gonna win.
Embarrassing.
How foolish of you.
Yeah. This guy, he's only the world champion and GSL champion.
Yeah. SOS, though, he's all things, all time.
Yeah.
He's the universe.
He's the universe.
He's time itself.
Yeah. He's
What
the
is
doorway. You know what? That's what he is. He's the connection between God and man. All right?
I think so. He's the beginning, the end, the alpha, the
He's
omega.
half divine for sure.
Yes.
He fell off Mount Olympus.
But then he got back up and got on Mount Olympus again.
Yeah. Twice.
I can't wait to see what he's going to do. SOS, by the way, just beat Rogue. You lemmings that thought that he was going to win, it's SOS.
Yeah.
You sheeple. Of course SOS is going to win this.
I can't wait to see if he can do it again.
If
Golden Wall set one. Oh, he's got this.
No,
He's
this is
got
it. SOS is going to go 3-0 now. There's nothing he can do.
Dude. Between Golden Wall and Purity and Industry, those are SOS maps. Those are SOS specials.
That's right.
The weirder the map gets, the more likely the victory for SOS.
That's right. That's where it becomes all too normal for him.
I feel so bad for Dark playing Golden Wall against SOS.
I'm so curious to see what they're going to do. I'm really excited, especially to have this for map 1, where it just sets the whole tone of everything.
Yeah.
All right, guys, Dark, obviously, jokes aside, he is supposed to win this entire tournament. It's just that SOS already beat Rogue.
Yeah.
You beat Rogue. I think we can beat Dark. He 3-0 Rogue.
Rogue's better than
He
Dark,
ripped
in my
Rogue's
opinion,
heart
but-
out and ate it.
Yeah, he did.
And then, oh, hold on. We got to start the game. Sorry. Kill that metaphor. Golden Wall, map number 1, Dark vs. SOS starts now.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark.
So this is a map we don't know a ton about, just at the highest level, so we're still kind of figuring out as we cast it.
SOS.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all what this is going to look like.
We've had maps like this in StarCraft history, where, you know, there's 2 basic platforms, you know, almost like 2 little continents or something.
Yeah,
You
the
could
ones
be
that
out on
we've
the map.
had in StarCraft 2 were not quite this divided. Like Redshift kind of had something a little bit similar, but not exactly the same. This is really cut in half, and obviously it's got those gold bases.
Right.
Normally gold bases are best for Zerg. Normally in the past, Zerg has been the one to be able to anything like Rich Vespine and gold bases have both really helped Zerg players out a lot. But this is such a strange map the way it's cut in half, and the fact that SOS is just, it looks like he's just going to take his natural.
Yeah.
That's in the front. I'm a little bit disappointed in that.
I thought we were going to
I was
have
hoping
something
he would just be on this
crazy.
other side of the map and it would be like carriers right away or something, you know?
Well, there's always the option he does something crazy later on, but, you know, one thing about maps that we, you know, not just you and I, but just everybody in StarCraft doesn't know a lot about yet is that you can end up completely falling flat on your face trying to be abstract and creative where somebody else just plays roughly a straight-up game.
Well, that's supposed to be the way it is, in fact.
Yeah. But even on a map like this where
Yeah.
I'm sure there's all sorts of, well, this is cute, putting that there out forward like that. But yeah, not as crazy as what I was hoping SOS would do. Right.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he actually ends up going with. He canceled Warp Gate to get a Robo right away.
Okay.
But the cancel on the Warp Gate is kind of interesting because he knows Dark sees that. So
Yeah.
normally when you don't see Warp Gate, you think that it's a Stargate.
But
So
in this case,
he
it's
might,
a Robo.
Yeah, he might take that into consideration. Of course, Dark taking that gold base as his third. That's a pretty good move.
So I assume we're going to have a Warp Prism made immediately, as well as a
I think
Immortal.
so. I think so. He's pushing hard with this first Adept. Wow, doesn't really get anything done. Good defense. Stalker being made.
So he's got a little bit of pressure out here on the front.
Yeah, he might just want to poke the drones from behind the minerals or something.
Yeah, I think these units are going to be comboed with the Warp Prism once that's out. Look at this. He can come in here and get that first drone.
Well, you think that.
I say that. How embarrassing. Now, with the Zerg taking the gold, it will force the Protoss to do something here.
Yeah.
You cannot just say, oh, he's got a gold. Okay, well, I'll just stay back here and do this, unless it's to get your own gold. But this,
even that, like, it normally just does better for Zerg.
the gold base seems to be the best for Zerg, because Zerg gets to expand more quickly than the other races in their
drone
respective
up
matchups.
instantly, and yeah, it just kind of have some very good mineral units that they can make.
Now, if SOS does this right, and I'm understanding this correctly, he wants to keep doing attacks like this, slowing down and punishing the Zerg for taking a gold base, and then come up with some kind of an attack here.
Yeah.
Or another expansion that just allows him to get ahead. But I would imagine this just has to be an attack. Again, Zerg's taking gold bases usually propel the game to an end very quickly, one way or the other. Something has to happen, because if the player is to just sit on the gold base uncontested, they will just have more stuff and win the game.
You know, the theory behind gold bases for a long time was just lots of Adept harassment, lots of Oracle harassment. Just try to keep the drones down in that area. And we see he's following that somewhat, but going into Glaives, going into an Immortal.
Now, one thing about this map, and the reason why we have gold bases here, is because it's a hard expansion to control still. I mean, SOS has opened up with the ability to really punish quite easily what he sees here. And now we have some more Adepts being warped in over here. Now, Glaives are coming, as was mentioned, and there's more gates coming down here. So this is going to be Immortals and a lot of Adepts coming in here and hitting hard. And he's going to try to topple the Zerg. We're going to see if it works in a little bit.
This is kind of funny. Okay, so he's going to just try to drop off 4 Adepts into the main base.
Well, there's a blind spot here. Okay, he comes in. He goes immediately behind.
Doesn't have Glaives quite yet.
Yeah, but he still gets some drones. 3 is a great number to get. He's hitting these queens.
Yeah.
When he needs to, he can pick up. These queens are not that fast. Whoa! Move that.
You know, I guess if he brings Immortals back here, he can snipe the hatchery at the gold very easily, because you can't really get on top of the Immortals at all. They just stand behind the gold base and hit it, you know?
Then you've got a 2-base Zerg against a 2-base Protoss.
Yeah, I mean, that's very good for Protoss.
But, you know, just like we see what SOS is doing is smart, you have to know that Dark knows that this is exactly what SOS is trying to do, right? I mean, but it does seem like Protoss would have some kind of an inherent advantage hitting that gold base from behind the minerals. I mean, Ravagers are out, but Ravagers... he got a little opening here.
Yeah, he got a hole in. Oh, very sloppy from SOS.
Very bad. Yeah, that damage is permanent on that Warp Prism, and I don't think he can even fly in and try to harass anything now.
Probably should not.
The mineral area has been opened up as well, and I think with Roach Ravager now just at an incredibly high production, Ling Ravager, which is an ideal way to just burn through all your gas and your minerals and have an insanely strong army.
Yeah. By the way, he has a Dark Shrine on the way, and the lair is not quite done yet, but the lair will finish on time.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting thing how late that lair is. He's doing a very good job at denying mining from this gold, too. He's killed a lot of drones this game so far.
The Lings come in now and target on that Nexus. That'll have to be canceled. And immediately running away. I don't see any force fields to try to trap that. You know what's funny, Artosis?
What?
Now, because the Zerg has opened up the middle of the map, he can actually go behind the gold base for the Protoss now and hit that.
Yeah,
and there's also nothing you can do to fight it.
Okay, Dark Shrine's going to be finishing up. See if he gets anything done with that. Consistently denying mining there at the gold. So the economy of Dark is not anywhere near as good as he thought it would be this game. I feel like SOS is putting out a very solid game right now. But that is a lot of Ravagers, is it not?
Yeah, that's a very scary amount, and it's very important that SOS holds this, but SOS is going to try to push back, and we're about to have a ton of banelings incorporated here. And there's not really any kind of great splash to hit the banelings.
Yeah.
There's like force field walls, which can buy some time, but obviously Ravagers can pop the walls.
Yeah. It feels like his timing for any sort of attack is going to go away as baneling speed finishes. Oh, I like that warping of the Zealots, pushing those queens back.
Baneling speed is still coming. Does take out that one queen over there.
All right, dodges some of these vials, but those banelings are going to finish up very shortly here. It's actually doing some reasonable damage to this queen count in the main. Backs up, doesn't want to lose his army there. Hey.
This is actually really slowing him down in the main. This drop over here has done way more damage than we were expecting. The drones are still not mining. The Lings are going to come forward here, but the position here is actually not even that bad. And in fact, he can shade over to this moment. Is he actually going to pull this off?
The shade out, but only for a moment.
Yeah, I thought he was going to shade over to the natural and get more workers, but
yeah, maybe a misclick. I think he probably wanted to.
There's probably so much happening at once here, you know.
Yeah. Now, what is SOS's plan right now? Is kind of my big question.
Well, I think he wanted to push, but with the banelings out, I don't believe that he can actually do that.
What you were saying about the splash damage is really true. He's finally getting a few Archons, but I think you need a lot of Archons at this point.
You need it so that the Archons can basically shoot the Lings before, the banelings before they actually get in the middle of your group.
You need enough to absorb all the banelings, basically.
Right. But, it seems to me that Dark's opening worked. Dark, by the way, with the excess minerals from the gold base, can pop out to other expansions on the upper right quadrant of the map.
Yeah,
nobody's really expanding towards the bottom, but I would imagine also when the gold base mines out there, that opens that up for the Zerg too. I don't see any direction this game goes where the Zerg doesn't get further ahead.
Yeah, I guess what's going on right now for SOS that is good is he is building the Immortal count, he is building the Archon count, and the drone count is not out of control. It's 60 drones.
True. Yeah.
It's
manageable.
This is not 70 drones. This is not 80 drones. This is 60 drones. So not the he has a gold base too, which kind of equalizes it a little bit. But SOS has one, and his army's getting pretty darn scary. Look at the Archons he has now.
Okay, corrosive vials come out, shattering the force fields that were planted. There's some attack happening that JYP is not following, but it's over in the upper left of the minimap.
Yeah.
And I don't...
Just some Lings harassing, I think.
Maybe they got to go over it. He's like, nope, I'm going to go back.
It's like, no, we got to watch these adepts still. It's like, believe in yourself, JYP.
That's so funny. Okay, he's going to move. Look at his mouse moving. All right, now we're going to show it. Oh. I like watching JYP's mouse movement here. As you kind of see him, he's like trying to figure out what to click on the minimap.
Yeah. Oh, God, you do not want to fight right there as Dark.
Oh. Well, this actually is a pretty big deal. He's going to get those warp-ins there. And he has some adepts over here.
Pretty sick, actually. Some great harassment going on by SOS. Going into Blink now as well. Continuing to harass. Those adepts not going to get that much done, though.
A push coming out now again. This is how we can tell that our observer is a Protoss player, by the way.
That's a really good point, actually.
Yeah, just to see where he's like following. Wow. He's like, all right, where's SOS drop? He's hitting there, and like,
I didn't completely notice that until you said it. Now I can't unsee.
It's a game from a Protoss's perspective.
Yeah, he's trying to check out everything that's going on.
He's like, I can use that in my ladder games. Yeah. All right, I should try that.
Totally.
So Dark has done a lot of damage to the workers with banelings over there.
Ooh, no spore in here.
Oh, yeah, those are DTs.
Hey, picked him off.
What? The gas? He's like, I'll get your bottom extractor.
Well, how are you going to charge up your Vipers later on?
That's a lot of damage with those corrosive vials.
Yeah, it is.
SOS needs to push through here and actually kill.
Oh, those
banelings connecting!
Yeah, this is the problem that we were worried about earlier on.
Well, hold on. This is a lot of immortals.
Low, and he has a huge warping in that main base, but I think he's going to end up losing most of his immortals here, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is Revenge of the Ravagers.
Yeah. That's kind of the tricky thing. Like, you really, your Archons need to eat all the damage.
Man. He's got 38 workers.
Yeah.
This is a crazy
Definitely
game. The
a much
DTs are
better
going to
army,
take this
but-
base out of here. This is such a good game.
Quite a
I'm
good
getting
one.
wiggly right now. Hold on, hold on. The gold base is about to mine out. He's going to lose the hatch at the upper right, right? Does he get it? Oh!
Wow.
That means that the only mining base is the natural? How many minerals are there? JYB, go to the natural.
He has the gold still, but there
It's
is
gonna
a
mine
little bit
out.
of harassment there.
He's going to run out of minerals there.
Look at that. He's got 2 adepts there again.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were going to be 3 big patches, so he actually can get something from there still.
Yeah. Whereas SOS right now just rebuilding his Archons and Immortals. You know what? I think he's good. Even though his army is very, very small right now, if he can just hold on for a little bit. Oh, I would have loved to see him trap those.
Okay, good Ling attack here. Nothing mining right now. Well, I guess SOS decides he has to sack this base. Trying to come back and save it would be a suicide mission.
His army is really small right now. He lost a ton of units when he attacked in. Okay, very nice force fields there. Gets quite a few units picked off. Oh god, Ling's absolutely everywhere. Some DTs being warped in to help deal with that. In the meantime, we have Adepts going into the main base out of that prism, killing quite a few drones.
These really cost-efficient Lings are doing so much damage there into the main, but with just a few Adepts over here, SOS again denying the mining. It's 31 workers on both sides right now. Small number of Lings are making a huge impact here. Drones being sent back down to the gold base now. This game is so hard to keep up with.
Yeah, a lot of action all over the place. SOS continues to harass.
Oh, he can just go kill that Spore.
Hell yeah.
Get out. Go get the hatch. Can you get the hatch?
Get the drones.
Get the drones.
Get anything.
Get the Ravager. No, don't get the Ravager.
Get that Overseer. Oh, wait a minute.
So, I believe there's also... Is there still a War Prism over the gold, too?
No, I don't think
There's
so.
some red blip over there. Has to be a War Prism, I think. Uh-oh. SOS! Oh, he hurt me. That's good. Watch out! Be sure to keep your Immortals alive!
SOS, play well so you don't lose.
SOS, if I cheer hard enough for you, I'll help you win! He's about to give up. Then he hears me going, SOS! And he goes, ah! And Mike rows so hard and wins. Oh!
Love fan fiction.
Oh my god. Taking out the gold base. See ya!
Very quick pick off right there.
The War Prism that refuses to die.
Dude, why is
It's
SOS
just,
so good right
he's
now?
such a God King man.
But
he has almost no
on
minerals.
both sides is going to be gone.
Yeah, but I think there's more utility in the... Well, hold on. This base is the most important thing that's going on because that looks like it's a StarCraft 1 base. There's so many drones there.
Yeah.
He needs to try to push that base, or he needs to try to get an expansion of his own. And keep in mind, gases are not even being... No! SOS, watch out! Okay, see, it worked again. Gases are being... not mined over at this base here. It's just mineral only. If he can keep getting Archons, a few Zealots, Immortals, and push, he might have a better army as long as he doesn't have those Biles connect.
Oh, I love that he's switching this up into Archon so he can actually drop out and kill drones at that other base.
Well, he can just kill Lings that are coming to try to help defend here, too. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can attack
Is
through there.
SOS going to take this?
Yeah.
He needs to get a base up or in the game, though. The extra base right now for Dark is like... It's getting him so much money right now.
Yeah, but I think SOS's army is quite a bit better right now. I think if he just pulls off one good attack, he can win this game.
I thought he was going to chase that Overlord.
Banelings. We only have 2 Banelings here, so it's like almost completely Roach with a few Ravagers in there.
Okay. Oki even gets rid of one of the Banelings on that Zealot. Snipes the other one!
Ooh, nice.
Okay, SOS is moving through the top here. There's actually not a really easy surround here. He can merge it up with the rest of these Archons. I love it. Is SOS going to do it? He's coming up from above. Now, the Lings and Ravagers are looking for a possible counterattack. We have a sneak expansion coming here. Lings are going to counterattack and deny that. So it'll be SOS on 3 bases, but if SOS flattens this base, I don't know what Dark can do economically.
Oh my god, great Biles coming out. He actually picks off one of those sentries. Some good force fields coming down, though. Picking off Roaches left and right. The top right being taken out by that Zealot Orphan.
Another denial there on that base. Dark takes the fight over here to try to save this expansion. It's a lot of Roaches. Archons and Immortals are quite good against his unit composition, so he's going to have to control really, really well if Dark's going to win this. Some bios not exactly connecting.
Oh
Link's
my
coming in here
God.
from behind, starting to surround some of these Immortals.
Dark is
He
going
needs
to be
to use
able
that
to
Warp
take
Prism.
this. Look at this. He has so many units coming out. The drone's even fighting right now. Only a few Immortals left over. The bios almost connecting. A good pickup there from SOS. So few units left on each side.
He's pushing back. I don't think these Immortals are going to be enough. And Dark hanging on.
Oh my God.
He did it, dude. He did it. This is such a good game. I think that, yeah, there's no way to recover.
What a hold there by Dark.
What a game, though, man.
But he has 2 Immortals and a Prism, Tasteless.
There's
Could have
still
sworn
hope.
there's a meme about that.
Yeah, there's just too much here for
So,
Zerg.
hold on. How much is Zerg actually mining? Like, can these 2 Immortals keep him completely
So it's
busy?
30 workers
They can't, right?
to 27, right? I just think that they're too low, but I guess in theory you could keep
When
dropping.
the shield comes back, you know, he's killing a lot with it.
Well, the Queen's out, so we can at least hit the Warp Prism that way.
Well, the one thing we can definitely say is that is his only chance, is those 2 Immortals and that Prism doing a lot.
Well, you know, he has to stay back and try to defend this area. Wow, look at this.
Dude, yeah, there's nothing that really shoots up other than... How many queens does he have? Like 2 queens?
I don't see many.
Yeah, it's definitely not many.
Whoa, SOS, you're so crazy. Okay, probes are being transferred over here.
Yeah, he really needs to hold on to that. Now, does Dark try to attack? I feel like SOS stopped the pressure for too long here. You know, like if you are going to play a game like this, you need to keep your opponent away.
Right.
Maybe, though, if he brings this back to fight with the Prism, he can juggle enough to whittle this down, do you think? I don't
Maybe.
know. That's a lot
I'm
of
not sure.
units. That is a lot of units, Tasteless. 6 Banes. Ooh, those 6 Banes are going to be worth a lot. There's 10 Zealots.
Well,
in
you can
this
just
army.
knock the Zealots out of the game, and he's going to, I guess,
Yeah.
give this up again. Oh, here we
Can
go.
he, though? I think he has to take the fight.
Okay, he actually has the Banes connect. Well, some of them do connect on top of that.
Oh, there's just a little bit too much here, I think.
Well, hold on.
More
More
Zealots
Immortals are coming up.
Yeah, he does have 4 Immortals.
He does get the Nexus, so even if he chases him away, it's like he's already taken the damage that he really couldn't afford to take.
Yeah, he's just, his mining is basically non-existent.
What a great game.
Yeah,
This is why we got to have new maps like this. It's so cool.
This has definitely been very interesting.
This space in the upper right is so strong here for Dark. Just getting that up and secured, it's like, how is SOS ever going to come back in this? My God, this
2
Warp
health
Prism is so low.
Yeah, if that goes down, he'll just out. Definitely.
Yeah, he's trying to come up here, but the army is ready to meet this. And yeah, I mean, there's just not much it seems like he can do, right?
Definitely not much.
115 supply to 65 now. Dark with considerably more workers, 40 to 26. I mean, you know, the early game and for most of the mid game it was action-packed, but we're seeing SOS slowly run out of options.
Yeah. The
Things are
Craftsman
drying
is
up.
all he has right now. If he
Yeah.
could have just had that Nexus stay up ever for even a little bit, this would be such a better position
It was
for
a
him.
tough call for Dark, but he made the right choice, sending those Lings into counterattack. You have to make sure that
Yeah,
he's not
that's a good
mining.
point.
It's not about holding off the push at this point in time. It's about, you know, making sure he doesn't have that, and then just trying to get a good surround, trying to control it well. Having the Lings actually come in again, too. For the counterattack behind the Immortals really helped out as well, because the Immortals, for the most time, were just staying in the back dealing damage. When the Lings came in and surrounded them, they took a lot more damage much more quickly. Now, with Dark continuing to get the lead, he's looking to just punch out this Nexus and bring it to game 2.
Rebel Queen and detection there.
Yeah, and every time he's invested in DTs, it's a smart idea because there's no detection in some spots, but if it's denied, it really... Now here,
Well,
this is great.
I mean, that DT is really doing a lot right now. They are having a bit of a battle over here. Let's see if SOS can actually get anything done. Okay, he actually saves that Immortal. I thought that was going to go down. He is going to lose this one on the right, though. No, he picks it up. Really good juggling, but there's just a bit too much.
It's just an overwhelming amount of units. GG, Dark takes it.
What a game.
And what just an excellent game. That was a real treat to cast.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. Very clutch holds there by Dark. I actually thought SOS was going to end up taking it. I think the one engage he took where all the Speed Banes hit his Immortals it whittled his army down just a little bit too much.
Yeah,
he
I
needed
saw
just barely more than what he had. Like, if he had one more round of units, I think that sways to him.
I think so. Well, that was a technical game. And by the way, this goes to show you why people say SOS is like the best at prepping, the hardest to play against in a series. He can look at a very unique situation on a map like that and handle it well. But again, Dark reasserting why he is the world champion, why he is so tough. And, you know, he's a really tenacious player. He really fights hard and micros hard in a lot of these fights. He's very smart when you look at the way he plays his biles. He seems to, out of all the players that I've ever seen in my career as a caster, he knows where to put the biles to make the microing more difficult for the Protoss.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people string out these lines of biles.
Yeah.
I spell out my name with the biles, and tasteless
and cursive.
Yeah. No, but he just puts it in such a spot. It's hard for the Protoss to move anything where it needs to be, and usually the biles have to do the damage as much as the rest of the Zerg army can keep hitting stuff without things being comfortable for him. Let's start game 2.
Okay.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Dark. Jin Air Green Wings. SOS.
Right. I think he's going up for the hatch block maybe, or just not going to get it. I guess not.
I'm always curious when I see SOS go out of his base. Is he going to do anything weird? Looks like we've just got gate gas for now.
Yeah.
Everything pretty par for the course, but
doesn't look too weird. The thing is, his mid and late game looked pretty good so far. So, well, I guess we haven't seen a true late game, but his mid game's looking solid. You know, there's times where it doesn't look as solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he should be comfortable in doing things other than just a complete off-the-wall cheese early game.
There's the Nexus now for SOS. There's still a lot of very strong aggressive moves that Zergs can do, too, in this matchup. You know, there's a lot of tricky stuff you can do to hurt the Protoss. We need to point that out as well. But Dark, it's really incredible to see how strong he's become as a player. He was always very good, but he finally just trucked through and became the most dominant force for a little bit in StarCraft.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's well-deserved. He's been one of the best Zergs in the world since, like, 2015. People don't think of it too much, but he was, like, really ridiculously good even that far back.
Yeah, he was one of the best Zergs, but he finally became the best.
Yeah, and he's
strongest.
always been right up there.
And, you know, it's really interesting. If you go back, I think it's called the WCS Signature Series videos that we were doing a while back, but Dark was basically saying that, like, being good at StarCraft is not enough. These are on YouTube, by the way, if you want to look them up.
Yeah.
Being good at StarCraft was not enough. He wants to be so good that when you think of StarCraft, you think of him.
Yeah.
And I remember when I saw that video, I thought, well, that's really cool. You're really ambitious. But I also thought, that won't happen. That's just like, you know, I appreciate the motivation behind that, but I thought, well, that's just, you know, that's going to be tough then because, you know, you have to win the world championship.
Yeah.
And then he did it, and I thought, wow, that is a story of hard work.
Certainly it is. And I really appreciate that being the goal. Like, you want to be synonymous with the game that you love and you play. The thing is, whatever goal a person has, well, that's their goal. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. But I guess that one kind of resonates with me. I like that, you know? It's like you want to be so good at this game that people think of you with this game. It's like, it gives me warm feelings about Dark and what he wants to do compared to, like, Innovation, who I love, but he's like, oh yeah, no, I play for money. You know? Where I'm like, well, I love Innovation's games, and I mean, play for whatever reason you want to play.
Right, right.
It gives you a different feeling, I would say.
Well, I think it's got to be this kind of combination of the two. I mean, I think what I love about it is it's like, I mean, certainly Dark's made good money off of StarCraft too, right?
Oh, yeah,
But I think it's that, like, I need to dominate other people. I need to crush. I need to be so good that you can't get away from thinking about me when you think about the game.
Speaking of which, Tasteless, we're probably going to get someone at $1 million prize winnings this year. We have several players very close. It's very cool.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We have 12 Lings making it in a Roach Warren, by the way.
Yeah, and this is a Glaives and DT build that we're watching here.
20 more Lings.
Well, he's definitely going to need them because this is a lot of Glaved Adepts going to be coming out. So this is, it looks like just a changed version of Zest's build where he's skipped the Robo. We'll see what he gets done with it. Going to keep that Adept pressure on, and he wants to catch him off guard with the DTs if possible in here as well. Okay, so he sees that there's a Spore on the way. Good defense so far. And even just coming in from this side, that's going to be very hard. He has to go to a different location. You can see he's actually moving his Adepts down to the middle ramp.
Here we go. DT's coming in.
Yeah.
Nexus being made at the third. No chance to counterattack. Here is Dark.
Yeah, look at this. He wants to just catch him off guard. He's trying to let him see the Adepts and make that dangerous so he can snipe this.
He's going for the Spore. He's not going to go for the Spore. He's going down. He's going to try to run by. There's another Spore being made over here. He surrounds the Adepts, popping them with those Ravager Biles. That was so sick. Now it's just the 3 DTs.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, though. Like, his DTs are just a little bit too slow, a little bit too late. Yeah, and there's going to be a Spore now at each base.
He's going to hold this.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, and the counterattack. This is a lot of DTs, though. Can he actually get the Nexus? I don't think so. Yeah.
He lost all of his Adepts. He hasn't really done the damage he was looking for, and the DTs really didn't do anything, and 2 of them were kind of stuck in here.
Jeez, Dark.
Yeah.
He wants to win so badly.
You know, I liked what SOS was trying to do, and he had to make some tough calls. I feel like the fact that Dark had a Spore at his third, and he had 3 Queens sitting there far out in front,
yeah,
that's what saved him. If those Queens came back to help deal with the Adepts, if he's like, I need to bring everything, then I think that SOS would be so far ahead right now because he would have killed that third.
So I think we're going to actually have another follow-up, basically almost all in here from SOS. He's going to go for Zealots with legs here. He's not even really sending probes to his natural. And he's going to just try to do another complicated attack in here.
He's trying to keep Dark as busy as possible. You can see even running in, swiping the Queen. It's not like that's a super valuable move, but he is gearing up for an attack.
He is cleansed, by the way. Dark has all the DTs from his base here. There's one just up at the top, but I think he's going to be moving up there pretty quickly to try to chase that out. Archon being made here. Zealot legs close to finishing with a few more gates. I think I misread this, actually. I thought it was going to be more of an all-in, but he has sent some probes over here to his
Yeah, I kind of did too, because it seems a little bit weird. 55 workers is really a pretty solid economy, but he's just making gateway units. We don't even have a forge. We don't have Immortals making.
I guess if we don't have a forge, it's like, well, this isn't going to last for too long.
Right?
You need to do something pretty serious pretty quickly here.
It's sending me mixed signals, and I wonder if it's doing the same for Dark. Like, what? How far are we transitioning this build into the future?
Well, with Ravagers growing in numbers and the Zerg economy pretty healthy here, he's going to just try to push this base. I mean, it's a lot of units that basically have to get up in your face to fight, and there's enough biles that can be shot out. I mean, I don't know how effective the force fields are even really going to be here.
Well, some of these biles actually end up hitting. I think the force fields were all right there. And Dark going to turn around. The army is getting better for SOS, but I still worry slightly, right? Okay, there's a forge. The game has been kind of crazy so far.
I thought that he was going to ramp it up into more aggression, but I guess he looks at this and says, no, it's time to dial it back.
Yeah, and I think he's right.
Yeah.
Like it would be very weak if you tried to attack. Like Dark just has enough. Now Dark going into the Hydralisk Den. I wonder if he's going to go Lurker or just add Hydras to this. I think just adding Hydras is fine. Because, like, he has such a strong wall of Roach Ravager right now. Just adding a little bit of DPS to the back would be very nice.
Oh, I just choked on my water when those Lings came in. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Especially when this happens to you from Lings. They're not really losing much of anything doing this. We have some Zealots warping in here to try to help defend. It's going to buy a little bit of time.
Look at this. He's losing a lot of probes right now. 8 probes going down. Already the economy wasn't that good.
Oh, man. Did he get it? Wait, what?
He did.
He did.
Oh, my God. Well, that's not good.
Well, I don't know what to say, man. I think SOS is going to die in game 2.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he can come up with something, but I mean, the writing's kind of on the wall here. I mean, this is
His
a
army
maxed
comp
out
doesn't
Zerg
beat
and
what he's against. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, if he had, like, Disruptors or Psystorm, I would give him some sort of shot here, right? Or if he was, like, one of these guys that has 8 Immortals right now. But he's sitting here on, like, 2 Immortals. He doesn't even have +1. His army is mostly charge lots. And as much as people would like to joke about how strong charge lots are, not against this army.
No.
You know? This is not going to work out well for him.
Well, SOS is going to... What is he doing? He's going to go for those rocks over there and try to push out. Lurker Den coming here, too. Dark not taking any chances here.
Yeah, he's just going to do a big push. Oh, God. Having a hard time even getting through here.
This is so much here for the Zerg.
Yeah. Some very good force fields getting in, but the amount of Hydras coming up from behind, the Zealots all get chewed through. Now we're just sitting on Sentry Immortal with a couple Archons.
Yeah, this is just too much, and we're going to see this army get toppled, and from there the Zerg can counter push and probably win the game. GG. Dark takes game 2. It's been a good series so far, but we're seeing Dark shine where Rogue could not.
Yeah, he's looking good. He put a stop to everything SOS was trying there. I think SOS's ideas and the way that he played that build, that strategy was pretty reasonable. Like, it was a fine thing to try. It just didn't work out this time, which is too bad because game 1 was very close, and then he gave himself definitely a shot with what he chose to do in game 2, but Dark just defended it a little bit too well. And that sometimes is the way of things. You have to mix it up and do some aggressive plays in PvZ. And this time it just did not work.
Nightshade for map 3. Can SOS turn this around? I don't know, man. He's looked strong, but strong is not enough. He's not producing wins yet. We had 2 very different maps and fairly different games at that, but Dark is really showing why he is still the king.
Yeah, he's looking good. See if SOS can bring it back here on Nightshade.
Yeah, let's see. One game at a time, I guess, right? Game number 3 is on Nightshade. This is Dark versus SOS. Continuing on.
Game start. Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Dark. Jin Air Green Wings, SOS.
All right, I'm ready. Show me SOS. How do you win this? How do you come back? All right, really trying to get that hatch block this time. Performs it well, and the drone will go to the 3rd. Just talking with people about this. Those hatch blocks, man, they really bring up the win percentage. Gives you a lot more opportunity.
There's something really strong about just dictating where the second hatch can go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the creep is not connected as quickly. You know, there's obviously, I think just like anybody that's played a lot of StarCraft, if you can just do what you want it to do, you're going to be happy with that. When people interrupt it with blocking the hatchery, for instance, and it changes the way that you have to be reacting and playing, it's annoying. And it gives the Protoss some control, and the Protoss doesn't get that much control early on in a lot of matchups, you know. So just coming in there right away and trying to do something, it's going to be worthwhile. Now with Dark, does this make any impact on his game? I don't know.
Well, it should make some, right? Like, you have to have drones that 3rd, so this should make Adepts a little bit stronger. Maybe it'll be time for an Oracle. We've seen, you know, Adepts are so popular right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to split off in a different direction.
So we have the drones being transferred now. We're going to wait for the cybernetics core to finish. I think it probably will be. Whoa.
Wow.
Is that you, Huck?
So true. So true.
Wow.
That is really wild.
This is like
we never see anything like that.
I remember doing this in the beta.
So this, in a lot of ways, I feel like this does make sense. If he keeps pressure on heavily with adepts,
yeah,
then
he's so smart. Wait.
No, it's not going to see it.
He's not.
Yeah. Because if you look at the angle, even how you'd rally from the main to the third,
Yeah.
it's not going to quite go where that is. So I feel like you're going to put on pressure with these adepts and then warp in DTs. I feel like that's what you
And
would
you know,
want
with
to
these
do.
links coming in here, they're not going to say, I don't think you're missing a pylon. Maybe actually you could. Dark's pretty good, but
Well, he's actually got an extra pylon.
did he just cancel?
Yeah. Can't have him seeing that.
Boop.
Okay. This is so ballsy. I love it.
But you know, this is SOS. This is why. I mean, he's my favorite player to cast, honestly. This is just like you're basically seeing two of the highest level players in the world play, and you know everybody that's learned StarCraft knows it's like a series of check boxes you have to tick off as you're scouting. Kind of like, you know, when you're going to take off in an airplane, you want to check like 20 different things and just make sure they're working. But people don't oftentimes check for pylons at the highest level anymore.
Oh, yeah. It
I mean,
just never happens. It's just so rare.
Yeah. It happened briefly in Wings of Liberty, where people were doing this, and then it
Wings
stopped,
of Liberty
and
was
then it
very
stopped
popular.
again.
Yeah. Well, as soon
Hold
as...
up, hold up.
He's going to see it.
Hold the phone! No!
Yeah.
No!
Right now, Dark's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. He's like, were you going to warp stuff in from this pylon? Was that what you're going to do? All right.
Okay, well, that's too bad. And I love that he immediately puts spores everywhere. Because you don't do that unless it's DT.
Yeah.
So you know DTs are on the
This
way.
will probably, even against a very good player, probably zone SOS out of any really good opportunities to try to get ahead here.
Yeah.
Let's see how he gets creative and tries to play this from here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Where would you want to go? Like, just take an expand or something?
I don't know.
He's getting a robo. He's still making some DTs.
It's kind of sad when you watch people that are going to DT rush and it doesn't work. Just like, you know, we have this in ASL where one guy goes DT and the other guy has no detection. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to have to talk while this goes on, but we know what's going to happen. But it's also sad when you have a guy running around with DTs and there's just literally actually nothing he's going to do.
It's a weird unit in that regard, right? Like, the DT will single-handedly win so many games, but it will get you, at higher levels, it'll get you behind more and more, you know?
Yeah, it's the game's usually going to go in one direction or the other.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to get the DTs
Well, the fact
and
that
these types of builds and then be like, I'll back off and transition into this. Usually, I mean, the benefit of the DT is it does a lot of damage with each attack, and it's invisible.
Yeah.
But if you see it, you will just die. It's a flimsy unit in that sense.
Yeah. Well, they're cooler in StarCraft 2 though, because they turn into actual Archons. So there's, like, if you make a bunch, it's not like you just lose. You're like, okay, well, Archons are good.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. They don't turn into Dark Archons where it's like, well, I could melee storm this.
So he's only got one Scythe DT in this Prism,
Uh-oh.
and then 3 Sword DTs.
I think in a moment like this, you need sword DTs.
Dude, he's behind. I think you need Scythe DTs.
You know,
Like
there's
1 blade versus 2 blades tasteless? You think you should have less blades? That sounds great.
I want you to know there's at least one person watching this that now thinks there's a difference between the two. Bye.
There is a difference.
Oh! This is actually a pretty good counterattack here. This is like just enough links to win this fight. How funny.
Yeah.
Usually the Warpins come and they run away, but
Well, good job on Dark. Utilizing his counterattacks well. That's it, though.
morphs 2 Archons, and this is, I mean, it's probably the best thing that SOS can do. It's also probably not going to work out that well. And this all goes back to that first pylon being spotted. Had the pylon not been spotted, and that was really good instinct by Dark, we would be in a completely different game. But
Dark just went up to 80 drones. I feel like if you do not punish right now,
yeah,
how are you... Like, Dark is normally a player that will play just as well as anyone in the world on, like, 2/3 the drone count. But now that he's up to, he went up to 80, and well, it's at 73 right now after a bit of harassment and a couple buildings going down. But that is really a full Zerg economy right there. So his macro is going to get out of control from here.
Well, Zerg has gotten to the point where it's almost they're too big. It's almost like they're too big to fail here. Darks have been doing an excellent job just tracking the Warp Prism, making sure there's no easy way to land those Archons and really do any damage without so much damage being fed to them immediately.
Let's see if this attack can do anything.
Watch for those corrosive bios. I really like how Dark sets him up to make the unit movement awkward.
Yeah, he's 10 Banelings warping in right now. Let's see how he utilizes those as well. The Baneling speed is not done. Good splitting.
Comes in there, yeah. So far, pretty good control. Force fields go down. He is not going to corrosive bio the force fields. He's going to let that energy run out. Seems like SOS just wants to set up a little fort over here and try to fight from this location.
All right, the Zealots actually chased down the Banelings there and died very badly. But he's got a lot of Archons left over. Oh, a little bit sloppy there, letting some of his units get ahead of themselves.
Yeah.
Loses one for free. Oh, God, Dark just bringing everything to bear right now. SOS with very little left over.
Yeah, he's going to completely topple this army. And I just don't see any way to recover, man.
That's too bad.
Dark is really looking like this is going to be his tournament. GG.
Yeah,
SOS might have defeated Rogue 3-0, but Dark was a completely different beast. Everything that SOS tried to do, Dark just shut down.
Well, I tell you what, Game 1 was really good, really close. And then Game 2, he gave himself a shot. And Game 3, he took quite a gamble with that pylon, and it didn't pay off.
Again, really good instinct there by Dark just saying, wait a minute, it's SOS.
Even though that was a 3-0, though, I feel like it could have been 2-1 for SOS right now, you know?
Sure.
If things went slightly different, but
Game
Dark
1
definitely looks like a better player.
Dark just knows how to defend. It's the scariest Dark. It's the ones that just stop your attacks.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, how do I win? The Zerg's like, I don't know.
You don't?
You don't, man.
Yeah. I stopped your attacks, idiot.
Dark, such a strong player. I think he might win the Super Tournament.
Yeah.
SOS, though, man, going out in style. You know?
Yeah. Not
always
a bad
fun to
finish.
catch his games.
I mean, losing to Dark, there's no shame in that.
No.
He's doing all right. He made it pretty deep in Katowice as well. So these are our strong players.
Yeah. Hopefully we won't have any more one-sided series like that. The games are quite good, but the results, not so much. We're going to have a short break. When we come back, our next best of 5 in the GSL Super Tournament.